The Nostalgia Wolf, A Tale of Love and Betrayal by Matthew Broderick. Your time is up, dog, said Mike Michaud, his eyes the piercing color of ice. You can't do this to me, Mike, screamed Doug, drying off the sweat from his bald head, where so many years ago the hair his wife loved so much had stood. I started all of this. You'd be a nobody if it weren't for me. It was the year 2038. Views had been steadily declining on Channel Awesome, even after they moved their homepage to the official futuristic 3D virtual web. Mike Michaud, always the wise businessman, thought it was time for a change. The nostalgia critic was dead. His gimmick of reviewing his 20-year-old's reviews failed to gain traction. His final review, The Anvil Order 2028 remake, had a record low viewings of 15. The newer generation couldn't even understand what a big-lipped alligator moment was, let alone how to fry the coke. Mike laughed coldly. Maybe you should get back to your job as a janitor, he said. If you ask them nicely, they may even let you do that. What the fuck was I just? They may even let you do it for free. Then he snapped his fingers, and his personal bodyguard, Miles Antweiler, came into the room and started forcing Doug out. After the great Mexican purge of 2016, Miles Wetback Setback Antweiler was out of a job. Jesus Christ. Was out of a job. And he aptly accepted when Mike asked him to be his personal bodyguard. Living without a gun in his hand felt just wrong. I'll remember this, Mike, screamed Doug. I'll remember it so you don't have to. I'm sure you will, Doug. I'm sure you will. Then the doors closed in front of him. Yet he could still hear Jesus. He could still hear Michaud's laugh in his head. What are we going to do now, Doug? What are we going to do? Screamed his wife, pacing around the house, each step creating a small earthquake, her saggy breasts bumping up and down like the big lips of the alligator. We're gonna have to sell the house, said Doug, holding back the tears. We're so far in debt, it will barely cover them all. What are we going to do? No, wait, I used the wrong voice for his voice. We're so far in debt, it will barely cover them all. What are we going to do? Live on the street? I'm gonna think of something, my dear, said Doug. I always do. Remember when we almost went bankrupt from making demo reel? Sure I remember, you fucking asshole, said the big woman. What I can't remember is why I didn't give you the boot when I still could. Because we love each other, dear, said Doug. If only Tyrone were still living with us, he would know what to do. I knew I shouldn't have let them deport him. He was a good friend. It's not the time to cry over spilled milk, Doug. Fine, we'll sell the house. My uncle owns a mansion in the woods near here. We can settle there for the time being. Let's take the car. We sold the car already, honey, said Doug. Hanging from a rope didn't seem so bad to him now. He wondered whether or not Spoonie, who chose to live this world the same way, suffered too much. Even though he had to chase him away from the site, Doug never believed the absurd accusations they made against Spoonie, Everyone knew his girlfriend April died from falling down 4 ramps of stairs over a bunch of knives, and that's all there was to it. Too bad he couldn't take the pressure. All those tweets, all those mean comments. He has been dead now for as long as he was alive, he thought. Then we'll walk, said his oh wait, I used the wrong voice again. Then we'll walk, said his gigantic wife, snapping him out of it. Eggkara took a moment to collect himself before starting the recording. Mike had given him a job to be the next face of Channel Awesome. Eggkara thought it was a long time coming. He had been carrying the burden of continuity for 30 years now, always careful, never slipping. The Channel Awesome cinematic universe only made sense because he forced it to make sense. So who cares if he had to chase away fellows? His custom vest shtick... Jesus, I need some more whiskey. Just give me a second. Ooh! Ah! Fuck me. His constant death shtick was ruining the continuity for everybody. How were they supposed to present themselves as businessmen with plot holes everywhere? Eggkara knew that sacrifices had to be made, and Douge was just the last of a long list. The site took a hit after angry Jose was deported, but he held it together. With Atop the Fourth Wall, the movie 6, The Return of Eggkara, wrapping up post-production, he was ready to start episode 1134 of Atop the Fourth Wall, this time reviewing one of his old comic books, Lightbringer. How nostalgic, he thought. He was an old man now, old and falling apart, but he couldn't neglect his duty. He decided this episode will be dedicated to his late wife. He used to affectionately call her Harambe, his little pet gorilla. And when a heart attack took her from him too soon, he thought he will never be able to love again. At least she didn't live to see the concentration camps, he thought. Thankfully, he met someone who made his life complete again, worth living again. That's why he had to leave his wife and his past behind. Eggkara was ready. He sat down and turned to the camera. Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Douge and his wife were running in the woods, scared, famished. Fuck! Where was that there? Jesus! That's what I get from buying cheap booze. Ugh. Where was the mansion? Did it even exist? Fucking Republicans! Screamed Douge. It all went downhill from him ever since Trump came into office. The final chance for people like them. The 2024 Lindsay Ellison Prangler ticket failed miserably as well. Now those two were living the high life after inheriting the Clinton Foundation. Hillary made them their favorite sex slaves, and they played their cards right. I knew I should have prepped the bull when I had the chance, he thought. Suddenly he heard an owl. Ow! They're after us, said his They're after us, said his humongous wife, trying to catch her breath and damning every single hot pocket she ever ate. What's going on? Werewolf! She screamed. As if she called them, suddenly they were surrounded by a bunch of hairy beasts. Douge's mind wandered for a moment. Long ago, they would have turned him on, but after becoming a feminist, prepping the bull was the only thing he could think about. Furries are degenerate after all, or so his dad used to tell him. God rest his soul. He looked at his abnormally huge wife for one last time. I'm sorry, my love, he said, and then sprayed ketchup all over her and tripped her. You fucking piece of cis scum! I won't forget this, you piece of shit! Doug started running. He could still hear his wife screaming as the wolves tore out her flaccid flesh. With the last of her strength, she just screamed, That credit card! Doug fell on his knees. What was he even doing anymore? This world had no place for him. He just killed the only person in the world who remembered these memes. Then suddenly he noticed the full moon peeking from the trees. Linky, that was the best review you ever did. Jacob Hopeman screamed like the little girl he once was. Thank you, love, said Eggkara with his fine voice. Jacob loved that, and he quickly embraced him before kissing him. While their tongues twisted and thrilled in each other's mouths. Eggkara reflected on what brought them together. At first it was just posts on a private blog, Channel Awesome Confessions. Someone would keep sending them passionate love letters, even sexual in nature. Of course he knew that was actually Jacob, or Hope, as he was called back then. But he was missing something crucial back in the day, until finally he got a dick, just like he always wanted. From that point on, they loved each other passionately every day. Say it to me, Linky, he moaned. Say it to me once more. They were used to having sex in the Channel Awesome offices, ever since the hit show Pop Quiz Hotshot was cancelled. They were mostly empty. I'm your nasty cockslut, said Eggkara, as he slid Jacob's dick in his mouth. Disgusting degenerates! Get the fuck out! Said Miles, interrupting them. Excuse me, sir, said Eggkara, cleaning his mouth. That's sexist. I'm just saying, maybe we shouldn't discriminate harem lovers. Oh, Eggkara, you are so brave, standing up to the one-man wall, Miles Entweiler. But be careful, he entered a blood oath with Ben Garrison and Sam Hyde. He will shoot you on sight, said Jacob, worrying, as he stroked his stiff dick while cum dripped on his shoes. Fuck! Jesus! Did I write this? Fuck me! That's right, I'm living, said Miles, spitting on the ground. Pooh! You can consider yourself safe until I get my last paycheck. The day of the rope will be right after that, though, so count your days, you degenerate fucks. Miles took off the door, and Eggkara and Jacob sighed in relief until they heard him scream his lungs out. Wait! Dr. Insano! Screamed Eggkara. Linky, Dr. Insano isn't real, and Spoony has been dead for years, said Jacob, saddened. I'll let you know, Jacob, that fictional characters are just as real as you and me. Did you not read my philosophical writings? Oh, Linky, you are so wise, said Jacob, and started unzipping his Eggkara's pants, until Miles' severed head was thrown into the room. Both started screaming, Ah! The door opened, and it revealed a sinister figure. Hairy body, long nails, huge fangs. A stupid black hat covered his head, and he had a red tie around his neck. "He almost looks like..." Jacob's words were cut short. The wolfman teleported behind him and opened his gut with his hands. "Nothing personal, kid," he said, adjusting his hat. Eggkara was shocked. "You may be strong, Mr. Wellfold, but me, I am a man," he said, and lunged at him. When he tried to punch him, though, he realized his arm was no longer there. The werewolf was already chewing on it. Eggkara screamed, and the werewolf cut his throat. Before his corpse was even cold, the mysterious werewolf was already dying on his innards. "What the fuck is going on?" Mike Michaud came in, scared shitless, and he found Eggkara's, Miles, and Jacob's body parts scattered around the studio. "Holy shit, what the fuck?" he said, dumbfounded. The werewolf came out of the shadows. "Remember me, Mike?" "No, I mean, yes, my God. My father was right. I was to be punished by the devil for popping to furry porn. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Jesus." Miles shot and pissed his pants. "I remember it, Mike. I remember it. So you don't have to." Mike's eyes lit up. "Holy Jesus fuck, is that you? What the fuck happened?" The werewolf didn't reply. He just started running. Mike Michaud ran away from him. "I'll renew your contract, I swear! I'll let you have all your ad revenue!" "It's too late, Mike," said the wolf. "You are the demons." "What the fuck does that mean?" asked Mike, more baffled than scared. But he would never get an answer, because the werewolf immediately cut off his head. After enacting his revenge, the wolf sat down, calmly eating Mike's brains directly from his severed head. Then he noticed the camera and the white wall behind him. He turned on the camera and spoke to the world as he once did. "Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Wolf. I killed them all so you don't have to." Finn. This was the Nostalgia Wolf. Directed by Quentin Tarantino. I dedicate this work to my dear mother, and thank you to Eggkara for suggesting the idea.